So for this week, we are studying genetics. And so for the final weekly project, you are going to create the Monsters Genetic Lab. You're going to do the different parts to this lab. You may have to open it up in Cami. If it doesn't work for you in Cami, then you can read along with this, write it out on notebook paper, draw your drawing at the end on notebook paper, and then upload that. So they give you a little bit of discussion here at the very beginning, so you can read through that information and you can to think about what they're asking you to do and what they're saying. So here's the procedure, however. So what you're going to do is in this data box, you're going to do one for the female monster, and then you're going to do something else for the male monster. It says clear an open space on your lab table on which to toss the coin. So you're going to need a coin. And you're going to take your coin and you're going to decide which side will be the dominant allele and which side will be the recessive allele. So it says on here that heads is allele 1, so that's going to be the dominant, and tails is allele 2. If you want to change that, that's fine, as long as you keep it consistent throughout the entire part. So if you flip 2 heads, your monster will have 2 copies of allele 1 for the genotype. The 2 coins should be flipped only once for each trait. So you're going to have 2 coins instead of 1. Sorry, I said that wrong earlier. So for like eye color, down at the bottom, you would flip both coins. In the genotype, if you flipped heads for one of the coins, you're going to have a big E. If you flip tails for the other coin, you're going to have a little e. So the genotype is going to be big E, little e, and the phenotype would be your eye color. Which I think they explain later on. So it would be like blue eyes or brown eyes or whatever. So 3, determine the genotype for each trait and record it in table 1. 4, determine the phenotype resulting from the allele pair for each trait and record it in table 1. And then you're going to repeat steps 1 and 2 for each trait and then complete table 1. After you complete table 1, you're going to draw a picture of your female monster in the space provided at the last page. So let's see if it talks up here. So let's go ahead and talk about this. It doesn't give you what the shapes are and things. So what does it? Allele 1, it gives you has a column for those. Allele 2, it has a column for those. Sorry. So if you have a big E, you've got 2 small eyes. If you have a little e, you have 1 large eye. If you have big C, you have curly tail shape. If you have little c, you have straight. And if you have big C, little c, you have curly. Okay. If there is a big or large or capital letter in any of the trait flips, you will use that to represent the dominant letter. So dominant letter, allele 1, can be big letter, or big letter, little letter. But allele 2 can only be little letter, if you get little e. Okay, so that's clear as mud, I'm sure. So under the genotype, if you have big E, or big E, little e for the first one, you're going to have 2 small eyes. If you have little e, you're going to have 1 large eye. For the next one, if you have big C, or big C, little c as your genotype, you're going to have curly tail shape. If you have 2 little c's, you're going to have straight tail shape. If you have big P, or big P, little p, you're going to have purple tails. If you have 2 little p's, you're going to have an orange tail. If you have big S, or big S, little s, you're going to have sharp teeth. And if you have little s, you're going to have round teeth. If you have big W, you're going to have purple horns. If you have little w, you're going to have white horns. And if you have big W, you have purple horn. If you have big Y, or big Y, little y, you have pointy ear shape. If you have little y, you have round ear shape. If you have big L, or big L, little l, you have long claws. If you have little l, you have short claws. Skin color, if it's big G, you have green skin color. If it's big G, you have green skin color. And if it's little b, you have blue skin color. And I'm not sure why they put a big B there, but it should be a little b. So the female, and then you're going to draw your female on notebook paper and then take a picture of it and upload it. The female monster is married to the male monster. So in table 2, they are interested in finding out the probability of what traits their offspring will have. So you're going to fill in the missing genetic information in the table below for the male monster. So you're going to have to look at table 1 to get the colors, or whether it's curly or straight or sharp or whatever. So for the first one, it gives you the genotype. So anytime we have a big E, that means that if you look back up here, it means that you have 2 small eyes. So in the phenotype, you're going to put 2 small eyes. Then let's do another one, like teeth. You have big S, little s. So if you look, big S, if you have only one big S, it's the same thing as if you have 2. It means you have sharp teeth. So you're going to write sharp teeth in the phenotype. If you like the next one, the horn color is purple. So in that one, you're going to have 2 possibilities. You're going to have big P, or big P, little p. So you're going to have both those genotypes written in that section. All right, the next part, you're going to actually do some crosses. So you're going to use your 2 data tables. So the male is big E, little e, and the female will be whatever you flip. So one of those is going to go across the top right here, and one of those is going down the side, and then you bring the letters in for each box, just like the example that I showed you in the video. If you haven't watched that video, you might need to go back and watch it. And you're going to do that all the way through that section through E. Okay, and then we've gotten to question number 2 and 3. You need to answer question number 2, but you can cross out number 3 because we haven't gotten to number 3 yet. Under the critical thinking, answer question number 1. You can skip number 2. And you can skip number 3. And then this just gave you a picture area to draw the female picture, but it should be done on notebook paper. Make sure you attach this to Classroom so that you can get the grade for it, and try to do your best. Hope you have a good week. This will be due on Sunday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so make sure you get it done before then and put it in. Guys, have a great week. I'll hope to talk to you soon.